shot away, score! Daniel Alfredsson ends the game in overtime and sends the Ottawa Senators to the Stanley Cup Final for the first time in franchise history.
Welcome to SENS Talk. My name is Brandon, and I'm your host. Before we get started, please follow us on Twitter at SensTalk_ for live tweet updates of the games and, of course, breaking news. And please check out our website, SensTalkCentral.com. Now, here we are finally a couple of days away from round number 2 against the New York Rangers in Ottawa. Buy your tickets, please. There's plenty of tickets left. Buy your tickets at OttawaSenators.com. That first game is Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm very excited, and this should be one of the better series as well in the second round. Very underrated series, very evenly matched teams again, as the Senators have home ice advantage against the New York Rangers. Now, in this video, we'll talk about advantages for the Senators and the Rangers, what it takes for the Senators to win, and who I think will win. Let's get with the Rangers, get them out of the way. If the Rangers want to win this series, they need Henrik Lundqvist to be spectacular. He stole that series against the Canadiens, and he has a .930 save percentage and a .211 goals against average against the Senators in his lifetime. If you remember in 2012, Henrik Lundqvist was spectacular against the Ottawa Senators in that 2012 quarterfinal matchup. He only allowed, every game was a one-goal game, as Anderson was spectacular. We'll talk about that later. But if the New York Rangers want to win, they need to shut down Erik Karlsson, and they need Henrik Lundqvist to be spectacular. Besides that, they don't have a lot of offense, in my opinion. They have Zuccarello, Nash, Zibanejad's starting to get hot, so you might want to watch out on him. Grabiner's fast, but the Rangers really play a lockdown-style game. And when you have a player like Erik Karlsson on the opposing team, I don't know if that's going to work. So I might sound like it's almost impossible for the Rangers to win this series, but it's really not. It's really evenly matched. Even if Henrik Lundqvist plays subpar, I think the Rangers could still win this series because they obviously have some good talent there. And as well, if Henrik Lundqvist stands on his head and the offense starts to really get going, the Senators, I don't see how the Senators can win this series if the Rangers are scoring goals left and right. And Henrik Lundqvist is standing on his head. If the Rangers want to win this series, they need to contain the Senators' road power play, and they need to contain Erik Karlsson. I don't know if you can contain Erik Karlsson. Maybe Henrik Lundqvist will have the answer to that. If the Ottawa Senators want to win this series, Craig Anderson will have to stand on his head like he usually does against the New York Rangers. He has a .944 save percentage against them in his lifetime, and he has a .174 goals against average. That is, as you probably assume, amazing. And if the Senators want to win this series, it's going to come to a goalie-goalie matchup. I'm sorry, guys. That's exactly what's going to happen. And Craig Anderson, like he did in the final couple games against the Boston Bruins, really needs to step up his game and play his best hockey of the year if possible. Anderson, his best team to play against is the New York Rangers. Like we brought up before, the 2012 matchup, Craig Anderson was spectacular, but the Senators, a young Senators offense at the time, with some elite talent like Alfie, really couldn't get one past Lundqvist. But Henrik Lundqvist is now much, much older. And Henrik Lundqvist, besides for that series against the Montreal Canadiens, was really subpar this year. So, listen, the Senators need to let Erik Karlsson do his thing. Erik Karlsson, absolutely spectacular. He had 6 assists in the first round. Erik Karlsson, easily the best player in the playoffs currently, in my opinion. If the Rangers want to win, they need to shut down Karlsson, and I don't think that's going to happen. If the Senators want to win, they need Erik Karlsson to step up on the power play at home, because the power play at home is absolutely dreadful. They're not getting anything going, and I don't understand why. They make beautiful plays, and they get goals on the road, but when it comes to home, then I guess they don't want to get their free fans pizza. I don't understand it. Erik Karlsson, if possible, get more goals on the power play for the Senators. Special teams, I think the Senators have advantage, in my opinion. And Guy Boucher's system of play really could scare the Rangers because they play a lockdown type of style, but sometimes they become loose with some young players and with a lot of experience on the Ottawa Senators with good depth. I don't know if the Rangers can contain that. Erik Karlsson, like I just said, if Erik Karlsson plays to his abilities, I don't see how the Rangers can stop him. No one can stop Erik Karlsson. Erik Karlsson's easily the best defenseman in the world, and he was also nominated for the Norris, and I'm sure he will win the Norris. I don't see how he loses the Norris. Craig Anderson, like I said, he got to steal those games. But now let's talk about the offense. Bobby Ryan showed up in the series, had 2 game-winning goals. He was very, very good. Derek Brassard, he had 8 points. He was 3 points behind Evgeny Malkin for the playoff lead in the National Hockey League. That's some elite talent Derek Brassard is in. Derek Brassard has become a very pesky type of forward, as I said in the first round series preview, the playoff version of Derek Brassard is very different, and I knew I was right, and I am right. Now I see against the New York Rangers, his former team, might even be more of a confidence booster that try to sell to them that they should have kept him, more of a confidence and grit. He's going to really try his hardest against the New York Rangers. I can see it happening. But you know who we need to step up? We need Mark Stone and Kyle Turris to step up. Kyle Turris had one goal, and that came in game number 6 against the Bruins. Mark Stone had 1 goal, and he had a point, but 2 points. But come on. If you have Brassard, Ryan, Turris, and Mark Stone all going and scoring, and of course Mike Hoffman doing well as usual, I don't see how the Rangers defense, who all centers have advantage in defense, we'll talk about that in a second, can stop these guys. If you got all these guys going, already have Brassard and Ryan going, why can't Turris start getting going? Stone is an impactful player, and Hoffman has one of the best shots in the league. That's a lethal power play. I see the Senators really taking advantage of the offensive opportunities. It all depends, though, if Turris and Stone start to get the puck into the back of that net. Now let's talk about the defense for the Ottawa Senators, as obviously we have Erik Karlsson. Mark Mathot's really got back into game form, and he's been spectacular on the back end. I really like the way Mark Mathot's been playing. Now, on the second pairing, Cody Ceci, some people might say, oh, he's been playing very badly. I like the way he played. He got some offensive chances. He pushed on the puck. He got on the puck. He made some nice passes and some nice plays. I really like the way Cody Ceci played. Dion Phaneuf, very underrated defenseman in that series. He was spectacular. He got the game-winning goal in game number 2. Dion Phaneuf, just keep on doing what you're doing with your veteran presence. On the third pairing, though, we have Chris Weidman, Mark Borowiecki, Ben Harper, and Frederick Claesson all battling for that spot. In the game number 6, Weidman was scratched for Frederick Claesson. Now, I don't know if that will continue, but Ben Harper, in my opinion, should definitely stay on that pairing. And Ben Harper has really proved himself as a very, very steady and calm and confident defenseman. Ben Harper has been an anchor. He's big, 6'6", I believe. He's like a Zdeno Chara 2.0, a young Zdeno Chara, maybe even Jared Cowan. He's full of confidence. He's really, for a youngster like that, he's played less than 20 games in the National Hockey League, and he's playing in the playoffs in the second round now. I hope he plays. He's really playing well. He reads the plays well. He has a big body presence, hits well, and he skates well. He even has some hands, so he dekes. So I really like Ben Harper. Now, we have three-way tie between Borowiecki, Weidman, and Claesson. While Borowiecki probably would be out because of that, of his handedness on shot. But now you have Claesson and Weidman. I would believe they put Chris Weidman in. He's more of a smooth skater. I really love Frederick Claesson, but I only see Claesson playing with Karlsson. Unless Weidman starts to not do well, I see Claesson coming in, but I think they'll put Weidman in for game number 1, but we'll have to see. That's up in the air in my opinion, but I really hope Ben Harper stays. He deserves it. And besides that, the Senators really need the big guys to step up, and they need their depth guys to play how they're doing. Jean-Gabriel Pageau, maybe he could get some goals. If you got these depth guys like Stahlberg, Pageau, you got Ryan Dzingel really shown up. You got these guys that are willing to step up in the moment. Clark MacArthur and Dion Phaneuf have never been in the second round of the playoffs. Who knows how they'll play? Maybe the pressure will get to them. I think they'll even do better with that pressure in the limelight in the Big Apple. I see if the depth can chip in or just play the way they're playing, if the Senators can stay well gemmed and the Senators can get the strong goaltending, they could get the defense they've got against the Bruins, limiting any chances the Rangers can get with a very one-line, in my opinion, type of forward core. And defensive-wise, the Senators obviously win with Karlsson. And the goaltending battle, Anderson has good stats against the Rangers, and if he continues that run, I see the Senators defeating the New York Rangers in 7 games for this reasoning. I think Henrik Lundqvist can at least steal 3, even 4 games. The only reason I give the Ottawa Senators the advantage is Craig Anderson has better numbers than Henrik Lundqvist against the New York Rangers. And you don't know if Henrik Lundqvist can keep it up like he did against the Montreal Canadiens. You just don't know. Henrik Lundqvist, he was spectacular. But with a team like the Ottawa Senators, which is much, in my opinion, much better offensive-wise than the Canadiens. Canadiens have Pacioretty, Radulov, and I guess Galchenyuk as offense-wise. But the Senators have Hoffman, they have Stone, they have Turz, they have Brassard, they have Ryan, they have MacArthur. They have all these players. If these guys step up, if these guys show up to their full ability, the Senators this year could be a very competitive team. The defensive-wise, the Senators have played really lockdown style. Erik Karlsson's been spectacular, obviously. He's killing the other teams he's playing against. And Anderson, if he can do what he did in the last few games in the Bruins series, steal the games, make the big saves you expect from your elite goalie, I see the Senators winning in 7 games. Will it happen? I don't know. I was right in the last prediction. I predicted the Senators in 6 games over the Bruins, and that did happen. So the Senators, as you know, have never won a Game 7. So I'm predicting this year the Senators will finally slay the Dragon there, win their first ever Game 7, and move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. Keeping my hopes up that the Senators will be able to do this, it will come down to goaltending, in my opinion. So please comment below what you think of this series, what you think the impacts will be for both teams, what you think will happen, and what you think the big storylines will be. My big storyline will either be Craig Anderson versus Henrik Lundqvist, or Derek Brassard versus Mika Zibanejad. We'll see what happens, so thank you all for watching. Please follow us on Twitter at @SensTalk_ for live updates of the games and, of course, breaking news. Please like us on Facebook at SensTalk, add us to our circles on Google Plus SensTalk, click the big red button down there and subscribe to us. Like the video, share the video wherever you share cool stuff. Please check out our website, senstalkcentral.com. Please check out our Instagram sponsor, sens.central. And of course, click the links all over here for the latest videos. Subscribe to us and our playlist for the playoffs. So let me know what you think in the comments of my prediction. I predict Senators in 7 games. I'll see you Thursday night. Go Sens go.